cover the whole of Liverpool between the Mersey estuary and the M57. So it's a large territory, covers roughly 30 postcode areas. We promote both sales and lettings. So our sales tends to be more localised around the West Derby area. So I would say they're probably 4 or 5 core areas, core postcode areas. But in terms of lettings, we cover the whole of the city centre. Well, Northwood as a company have excellent customer service levels. I think compared to many of our competition, we excel in that area. So that's one of our big selling areas, if you will. The other thing is we've got unique services that we can offer as well. So most people have heard of our guaranteed rental scheme. If they haven't, then we can obviously tell them about it. But that's just one of the products I think that sets us out from the rest of our competition. The guaranteed rent scheme in Liverpool is very popular with many landlords. It's not obviously for everybody. We've got a whole range of services that we offer, but I would say in Liverpool particularly, probably 3/4 of our portfolio that we manage is on the guaranteed rental income scheme, so it's very popular. Yeah, the Liverpool property market is still very buoyant. It enjoyed a real sort of overhaul and regeneration probably back in 2006, 7, 8 onwards. We had the European Capital of Culture, a huge amount of investment over that period. Things have slowed down a little, but still moving in the right direction, definitely. So I would say both in sales and lettings, great markets, investment still high, and there's some good returns and some good value properties, both buying and selling in Liverpool. Well, any prospective landlord who's thinking of buying property, I would always recommend that they do a considerable amount of research before they actually take the plunge and buy property, because we speak to many novice landlords who haven't bought properties before and moving into that sector to perhaps invest. So that's one piece of advice, but look around the area, speak to the agents, the experts if you will. Obviously we can offer lots of advice to landlords, and again I think it's important to think about the service you want. There's lots of different services that different estate agents can offer. Shop around, make sure you get the best value you can. Take the best advice you can as well. Cheapest isn't always best. A landlord buying in Liverpool has got lots of choice. Just the nature of the city, there are lots of different stock available. So there are 1-bedroom flats up to sort of 4 or 5 bedroom houses, so a real sort of mix. City centre tend to be more flats, apartments, 1-2 bedroom. They tend to cater more for the sort of the mobile community, so that tenant turnover is much more frequent in the city centre, so you've got to be aware of that. So I expect that your tenant's going to be moving more frequently. Obviously where you're buying service accommodation, there's additional on cost there, ground rent, service charges, etc. Further in the suburbs, that's where you get the larger houses. So the benefits there of course is that you're likely to get a tenant who's potentially going to stay longer, families looking for places to live, got kids in the local schools and so on. The yields vary, but work for everybody. Some landlords want properties that got very high yields where they can get an instant return on their cash, if you will, or their investment. Other landlords would much rather invest for longer term, a lower yield, but potentially higher capital gain over a longer period of time. So there's a good choice for all landlords wanting to invest. Well, the sales market in Liverpool this year is very strong. It has been quite buoyant for a while, but this year particularly we're experiencing some really good numbers. So our register of stock's up, the number of houses that we're selling is up, we're getting more inquiry levels as well. I would say across the board. The future for property in Liverpool is bright. I think I've already suggested that there's been quite a lot of investment over the last, say, decade. There's still more funding for future developments in Liverpool. Lots of areas are going to be refurbished. So yeah, it's looking positive.